On our link-up segment today, I am having one of the finest wordsmiths we have in the 254. He is from right here, the city of Nairobi, and he goes by the name Willie Oeba.
Hii swali ni offensive kama kwenda ukambani kuuliza when did the rain started hitting us. Tell me, what better they are doing if not playing us? Back to basics.
Hi, Oeba.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to have you on the show. Tell me about your poetry journey. Where did it begin and how is it going so far?
I started poetry way back in 2004, primary school. But it was for competition. Yeah, so I transitioned into high school. There's no one to write for me in high school. So I started writing on compositions, go to the national level. I started public speaking. Then when I cleared high school, now I started doing poetry because I realized people wanted to listen to the same things, but now out here, you have to employ a lot of puns, a lot of metaphor. So, but now I started doing poetry on issues like activism and social justice in 2017. I realized people are going through a lot, the youths are going through a lot, this is what they go through on a daily, on a normal. I was doing pieces on peace and love, and so I started doing social justice to amplify voices.
Truth, life ain't easy, that's the hard truth. It's not about sagging drugs, though in a create my wasted youth.
What do you feel about poetry at the moment in the country? Do you feel like people are embracing it?
Before, poetry was, we were curtain raising for music events, yeah? Right now, we are collaborating with music artists, hip-hop artists, so we are getting there. We're not where we want to be, but most definitely we have to appreciate the fact that we are not where we used to be.
Unatafuta mapenzi wapi na we mwenyewe umeshindwa kujipenda. Mungu saidia watu jisaidia.
You're doing hip-hop now. Tell me about that. What made you want to transition and get into it?
Now I linked up with an artist and producer from Tanzania. He's called BLAZE. Yeah, so he's a very dope producer. He works with the likes of Akina Rostam, Stamina from TZ, Mawasama, Nacha. So we have done an album. It has 10 songs. It's dropping next month, but 1 December. So we did 2 projects for the album, poetry projects, and then he was like, I want you to try out something different. Yeah. So he came up with a very hard hip-hop beat, and I was like, hey, it's been a very dope learning experience because we have to learn every day. I've done collabos with guys from Tanzania, Kina Nacha, Rostam, Stamina, and zimetaona kuwa poa, zitakuwa kwa the album that is dropping in December.
Tunapoteza ndugu zetu kwenye ajali, wengine kwenye magonjwa, ila wengi wetu wanaondoka.
When we are clapping for poets, we don't clap. We
snap.
Yeah, we snap our fingers. What's the reason?
Poetry doesn't have a beat, or you might find it's live. So when you clap in between, some performers might lose the momentum or they might forget. So when you clap, you interrupt.
Their trail of thought, right?
Yeah, the trail of thought. Like they get distracted. So when you snap, they can continue, but sometimes the audience is overwhelmed. So they clap, and then now it is a challenge for artists. Yeah, because now ni reflex action. Ikikubamba itafika point lazima tu you'll clap. Yeah, so it's a challenge to like practice a lot, so that even when they clap, when you're distracted, you know how to like come back. Yeah.
Najua kesho sio certain, lakini death iko promised. Shida ni place na time to. What is life? Shida ni rhyme to. Make peace na the fact, no matter how good you are.
All I do is express myself, then people call that poetry. I find myself doing pieces that revolve around real human experience, like what I have gone through, what other people have gone through. So they speak to me at different times. But I really love the lyricism and the flow I employed on Dear God.
Dear God, at times when you bless, I didn't nasikia kukushow God bless you. Over time umesucceed
Kuni make happy, I wanna say I'm proud of you. Kuna vitu mosi me happen kwa life yangu, looking back, that must have been you. You are loved. Sijui kama ina make sense kusema
falling in love with you. Dear God, leaders who come from you, but how wetu nani aliwachagua, I'm certain not you.
So what goes through your mind as you're writing, and how long does it take for you to decide I need to finish an entire piece?
It really depends. There's a piece I have done. Dear God is the title track to my second album. So the album is called Dear God. So it has pieces like Dear Mr. President, it has These Girls, Dear Dad, Dear Mama. So I was sending out letters on that piece. It was the album concept was letters. So it really depends. Like for Dear God, I was summarizing the whole album. And I really wanted to have a convo with God, like a one-on-one, like a normal human being who doesn't understand the concept of Christianity or religion, like what I would tell God on a one-on-one. Like on the piece, Dear God, I've said, Solomon had all he needed, angekuwa in my position better, ange ask for food before wisdom.
Realize church ndio huwa sometimes huwa an obstacle nikitry to get to you. Hope una realize hati yangu ina get weary, una need to come through.
So I wanted to get inside the mind of like was a normal who are going through hard times and talk to God from that perspective, because as much as most of the time we want to be lyrical so that people listen, also there are stories that need to be told, and it's really hard to be emotionally correct and lyrically correct. Most of the times you have to sacrifice one, but with time now you get the gist.
Focus na negative lakini utawaipata Grammys juu ya ku-act responsibly. Dear God, na kama watu wangekuwa wanafuata mawaidha watu wekea watu wengine.
It's like when I was writing a piece, it's called These Girls, and we are doing now a campaign revolving around that. We are doing her Dignity Sanitary Drive back in Nakuru. We have a CBO, it's called Vogue 254, and it's working with artists to bring change, social change through art. And there's a line I said in These Girls, I'll say it for the last time, no girl should miss school because of her menses, period. So that that piece was is supposed to bring about now the gender mainstreaming, talking about issues on gender equality, and but now writing it, I wanted to write it so that even the men can appreciate it. So like the opening piece says, to all the girls who have broken my heart, just know my mama doesn't like you. So it revolves around how like you people tell us the problem is me, not you, but the main concept is about now talking about the girls.
Like you. I write for girls who don't understand why I write. I write for girls who don't know I write. I write for girls who don't appreciate how I write.
What is your vision for the future for Willie Oeba, the poet, or the artist in general?
Wow. I really want to be remembered as the guy who inspired people to do better and be better and just feel good about who they really are. And they say the intention is not to change the world, but to spark the mind that will change the world.
Yes.
Because true leadership is in delegation. So I really want to emancipate people to change their mindset, a revolution of the mindset to be better. And you know, when people feel good about themselves, that is the only time they can activate change. Yeah. Tuna pop out design ya popcorn hata Vatican inajua, apart from John Paul, someone else is popping. Waambie hata waandike Nairobi in small letters, bado ni capital. Waanze biashara ndani ya Nairobi, bado wanahitaji kutafuta capital.
These girls
girls that love is James Bond and not Bill Gates, but they won't understand. The idea is to find yourself a guy who will fight for you, not a guy who will pay someone else to fight for you, as love is first hand.
That was Willie Oeba. We'll be back with more.
What you gotta do?